Okay, let's go. Power to the truth. This is Pita de Aztlan from Sacramento. Using my tabs, I hope whatever comes out, comes out. This is all kind of hit and run. Here's my amigo Gallo. We're at Christian Science Reading Room. Though I'm not a Christian Scientist, they let us use this space, so tell us how you're doing. Try to see what we can get online. Gallo?
Yeah. You know, when you said hit and run, I remember a long time ago when we used to get stoned. If you went in just to get high and then had to leave, I used to say, I hate to hit and run, but...
Yeah.
What to talk about? Many things. I highly recommend... This one guy wrote actually a series of 3 books called The Human Instruction Manual, and he gets into how much more potential we all have than we even start to think about. But the way the guy explained things, he used analogies and, to make it understandable. But this guy, when he was like 10 years old or something, he was playing with his brother in the house, and he slipped and broke his neck, like the second to top vertebrae.
Uh-huh.
So he was paralyzed. And it caused him to go inside and start learning how to self-heal. I mean, it's an amazing story in and of itself, but what he came out with these 3 books, were like, wow. It's kind of like Christians and Buddhists kind of, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's about how to deal with reality and our perception of it and how there's so much more there inside each one of us. So anyway.
I think I heard of that guy. There's another guy like that. He was like paralyzed on his back, and he worked on himself, and then he got back into the mix.
Yeah, he's on, what is it, gointoit.com, I think it is. You can buy the books on Amazon, they're cheap, for like $13.95 or something. I'm thinking of buying one to...
Who's the guy?
His last name's Williams.
How's your memory?
My memory?
Yeah, you gotta...
I gotta defrag my brain again. I got too much stuff up there. My memory has been really sharp, and...
It always has been that I know.
Well, I stumped Russell with it with some appointments. He couldn't even remember the appointment. I said, wait a minute, we said this time at that day, and this time at that day. I talked to you about it ahead of time these days, and he was like, oh yeah. And I don't carry around a tablet or in my phone like reminder, calendar, and all. I don't need that stuff. But
Mom reminds me. Excuse me for interrupting, but before I forget, one time, like I was so spaced out up crank on Del Paso Boulevard, I couldn't even remember what year it was.
Yeah.
So I had to go find me a local Sacramento Bee stand and look at the paper, see what the fuck year it was. So talk about being out there.
I don't... Well, it's funny, it was like that when I was young. And then, the drinking and drugging, I don't know, I guess that affected me to some extent, but when I fractured my skull, I was like really out of sorts for about, I don't know, the first 9 months were really bad because I fractured my skull right here, your sense of taste and smell go, and my eye was out of focus, all kinds of stuff. But like about, I don't know, 15 years or so into recovery, I really started waking up. And eventually I talked to my old doctor at Cesar about it, and she said, you're back. And I said, what are you talking about? She said, you got to have an IQ of like 150 or something, because of all the stuff you talked to me about that I've written stuff on, eventually she referred me to the neuropsych doctor. He couldn't believe the research I did before I went into New York. He said, I've written books on that stuff. Anyway, something triggered me to where my thinking capacity came back, but my memory was sharper than ever. And I don't know how to explain it other than, well, I did explain it to a couple of people that had head injuries. I said, don't fall into this con game with the medicine. You can heal, but you got to be intent on taking care of yourself. Don't be taking Elvil and whatever, all those medicines are.
Adderall.
Yeah, all they do is slow you down. They make you a zombie. And that was another thing. I stopped taking all that stuff.
I know, because after when I first got into this whole mix of psych and stuff, like I was taking Seroquel.
That was the other one. Yeah.
And then when I went to Shasta, I used to take it well, when I first got involved with the whole SSI stuff, then I weaned myself off the Seroquel, and then I took melatonin, a sleep enhancer, and I weaned myself off that, so now I don't take anything as far as prescription or psychiatric or even aspirin. Haven't had a bad headache, and I don't even remember the last time I had a headache. And so I says, man, I've already been a dopey, I've already been a drunk. Why do I want to be fucking with more shit?
Well, yeah, it's.
And when you got into your dope and booze phase, that was like you got into maniac,
Well,
So now you got what, 30-some years sober?
33 last July.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing is, first of all, there's natural herbs and supplements you can take. Skip the frickin' medicine. Just skip it. Even some of the teas are good for relaxation or whatever.
Big pharma crap.
Right. It's a joke. But the reason that...
Getting us strung out.
Yeah. But part of the reason I told some of the people that was because of my experience. They listed me as manic depressive, but what I found out was by fracturing myself right here, my left eyebrow, I actually had organic damage that could mimic you being bipolar.
Huh.
That's the stuff I researched before I went in to see the neuropsych doctor. He was like, really? So I started to give some people that had head injuries, I would ask them, where was it, right? And you could kind of figure out how it would affect your brain and how you could actually heal it without medicine. But, the frontal lobes, like on this side, it was cognition and all that. But the problem, I don't know.
The neocortex.
Yeah, the whole thing was, I was told that I was a high-functioning alcoholic. So how do you, you know what I'm saying? I was high-functioning no matter what. And I think it was relatively true to most of the drugs, too, unless I took, I don't know, 10 Valium or something to slow me down to some extent. But you know what I'm saying.
Must be your metabolism.
Well, yeah, it's always been high.
High.
Yeah. So, anyway, I fully believe that there's a lot more that people could do for themselves or with the help of another person that knows or has been through something like that than going to a frickin' doctor. Skip the medicines. Like high blood pressure and blood thinner and... Well, hold on for a second.
They want us to be
Hello?
addicted. The more addicts, the more money for big pharma.
Hey. So far, I'm at a meeting right now. Okay. All right, that's cool. All right, thanks, Art.
We're at.
Anyway, huh?
We're at.
21st Century. I think it's a Protestant church. It's right down the street from the Native American Center, I think, isn't it? 2 blocks down or something. Or, wait a minute. I thought that's where that was. 21st?
Today's Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday.
Yeah, anyway, so it's for a meeting tonight. I went with them 2 weeks ago. But I just, what it did was reinforce my faith in myself, not to an arrogant level or any of that crap, but, or a self-empowering thing, but that's what I tried to convey to people. The more I was finding out about myself, the more I was trying to help people understand you got a hell of a lot more potential than you even know. You got to start trying to tap into it. I mean, all the things that have happened to me in my life, like this amputation, my eye going bad, I'm not letting any of that stop me. Why the hell would I?
You're a strong motherfucker, is what it is, too.
Well,
Maybe a strong streak of stubbornness.
Well, I think it comes in really handy. You just got to rechannel it out of getting high and drunk and rechannel it into living. Don't give up. Fuck it. But anyway.
And if you do, keep coming back.
That's right. Ain't nobody gonna knock this motherfucker out. I'm just not going for it. Sorry. You know, if you don't like it, well, it sounds like
It's up titties to the cat,
it's
to
a
the
personal
kitty.
issue.
Sound like a pee-pee.
So anyway, but the whole thing that I was blessed with actually was to develop more of a sense of humor going into all this stuff because
Yeah, that used to drive me nuts about you, but I see now how it helps.
well, you don't want to get depressed. I know physical pain can lead you into depression, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I try to work out because first of all, it minimizes this pain, and second of all, gets my juices going, right? But I'm not going to pass on gloom and doom to everybody else. I don't care if the world's falling down around me. I don't have to feed into that garbage. Sorry, I didn't fit the script. Oh, gee.
What I see a lot too is the ADHD, which is labels are not in the ADD. People don't pay attention. Especially if they're online, they're like fucking like Trump. You know, he's on Twitter, and like see when you get a mention on Twitter, you can there's a potential for you to get a dose of dopamine.
Yeah.
Because someone mentioned your Twitter name.
It's kind of like a high. Yeah.
So it's like a dose of dopamine. So you keep on going back for that, and it's addictive. And so, like how online addiction. Yeah. And if I'm gonna get off my ass and come out more and walk around more, yeah. I'm gonna be fucking frozen by my computer. Or frozen fossil by my computer.
You're gonna find me in
Dina's
rock
fucking
sediment.
Dina's fucking tweet.
Yeah.
Be frozen in Twitter time.
But
So
it's very important to get out and just talk to people, and that's what we're lacking. That's why everybody's at odds with each other. Get out and just talk to people. It's not like, it's really funny. The more I do that, the more, even in Thailand and Cambodia, the more I found out, nobody's going to try and bite your head off. You're just trying to be a decent human being, that's all.
fear is such a big force. People are afraid to show their feelings, to show their emotions, and especially men. Men are more screwed up than women are.
Bill, I think that you have to realize something. You can climb up in your shell, but fear can be a really good motivator, too. So which path are you going to choose?
Motivation.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest things, is conquering your fears. I mean, what do you think recovery is about in those programs?
Facing your
Resolve
fears.
your past. Face your fears. And the other thing is the victim status thing. That is so played out now. It's like, come on. But I don't know. I don't give up on it. I don't give up on people, but I notice that I have a lot fewer people I talk to because I'm only interested in having a decent conversation. If somebody's going to fly off into some petty bullshit, it's like on the patio where I live, I got to go upstairs and take the dog for a walk. I got to go to the bathroom, whatever. I just bow out.
I wish people were like people instead of problems.
Yeah.
Where I isolate, I become a hermit,
Yeah.
and then when I go outside my little sanctuary, I got to deal with all this sickness and all this need, all this gimme, all this do you have, and it gets insane. I guess that's because where I live at with the broke dick motherfuckers, so.
But don't be afraid to say no. That's another fear people have. It's almost like being politically correct. That's all bullshit. That's just an excuse not to say what you're really thinking, that's all. So, and they try and curtail us with all these little nuances of, thought control. It's ridiculous. So, I'm sorry, I don't feed into it. I don't go around with a megaphone and that kind of thing. But my standard line is if somebody wants to ask me for some advice, I will tell them flat out, don't ask me any questions you don't really want the answers to. Because all I do is go on what I see and hear, right? So
Your
people
experience.
can talk a great game, but it's their actions that really count.
I guess the idea is to get the balance between
Right.
theory and practice, words and actions, and
Right.
being and doing.
So this whole stream of consciousness thing actually works once you have a set of principles and your values and everything pretty much in place and you're balanced out. Going with stream of consciousness is really easy. It's just going with the flow. But that doesn't mean you don't have choices along the way, and you can make decisions in your favor, not to hurt anybody, but just to take care of yourself. That's all it is. But so many people are having a problem with it, and it's how do you equate this into some simple kind of I even hate to say the word program, but some kind of
A process.
yeah, some kind of process or something. And then you have to make sure that it's simple enough to understand, not me using my 75-cent words and all that. It's almost like I have to translate the way I think into a simpler language. It's kind of weird. But the thing is, it's not like it can't be done. You just have to be more aware of it.
Like when you go into a village and you're going to build a bridge, the engineer may have to have, like, say, 500 words to explain something where if you're teaching a villager, you might have to use 5,000 words.
Right.
So it may take longer, but that's the art of communicating and the purpose of explaining stuff so that you break it down. Like I used to say, like in the 60s, to break it down. So that people can, two component parts so people can comprehend what you're trying to transmit using the power of the word.
Right.
Power of the word, either the written word, the spoken word, and how much what we've learned has come from the spoken word. Folklore.
Well, see, it's like things that I've done that I really did research and actually did, like powerlifting. I can show people how to do it and tell them what I did and all that. And it can get a little complicated because I used to remember all my routines in my head. But if I'm talking about playing drums, that's like different levels. I don't know how to explain it other than it was kind of like walking up a set of stairs and then you hit a platform, like a landing, and it's like,
20 minutes now. Go ahead.
you know, I got to take a break, but that doesn't mean there aren't more stairs to climb. With weightlifting, once you get to there's a couple of levels, but once you get there, it's almost like, what do you call it, automatic.
You build on the foundation.
Right, but you still have to have a foundation and a certain set of steps, whatever. It's not that I can't explain it, but there's also, especially with music, there's a lot more feeling involved. And how do you explain feelings? It's almost like, I don't think there's a lot of adequate words to really explain deeper feelings. I mean, we try to, but how would a person know what I'm feeling if they're not me? It's the same thing with trying to argue with people about feelings. I'm not feeling their feelings, so therefore, I shouldn't be trying to argue about it. It doesn't make any sense. I should try to understand it, but I'm not that person.
You're getting more into like just from the heart.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
being in tune with the heart and not using so much the intellectual mind.
Yeah. So,
I know I can over intellectualize shit.
but that's part of the balance I think you were talking about. You got to balance your heart and your mind out, but you have to realize your heart has something like 100 times more electromagnetic energy than your brain does. And that's why they say when the heart makes it up its mind, so to speak, it takes the brain a while to catch up, because the heart does what it does. It feels what it feels. That's it. And that's how we've been being attacked psychically and physically, actually. They don't want people to have feelings. Cut it off. You can't swear. You got to be politically correct. And I say bullshit. That's exactly why people don't communicate. They're too afraid to express their feelings.
They're afraid of being wrong.
Well, yeah, and that's actually one of the biggest fears besides death is rejection. Well, get used to it. That's part of life. But if you establish a good foundation of principles and values and all that, it can go either way. Either you're going to be accepted or rejected. It's almost like there's no middle ground half the time. But you've got to be able to take those risks to take care of yourself.
How is your writing coming along? Or your typing?
Well, I did those 2 short papers. I'm trying to stick to like 4 and 5 page papers now instead of the booklets.
Yeah.
Especially since my site's limited. But I've got some ideas that I kind of wrote the titles down to.
You got a blog people can go to, a website?
No, the website I had canceled because I couldn't afford it. But that was for the bedbug spray and all that. I want to get back into maybe blogging or what's that thing that some people use?
WordPress?
Yeah, WordPress.
Yeah, you can put blogs in WordPress.
Yeah, so I want to start it back up, but I'm trying to get situated with Russell and them. Oh, and another thing is when I went to physical therapy at CASA yesterday, I asked them if they had an addictions compartment or something, and maybe I could help out. And the guy said, yeah, call up so-and-so. I called them up and left a message for the lady, even if I just do mentoring or something. They have a place up on Watt Avenue. That's a chemical dependency unit. So I'm trying to get out more, not stay stuck in there and on a computer as much. But I still want to write too. So I'm getting to a point where I've got to organize my time more.
I figure you had at least 2 books in you, if not more, but
Well, and then I've got to add, 5 more years onto my autobiography. So much has happened in 5 years, it's almost like everything's sped up. Like, damn. Or not sped up, but got more filled with things that happened. I don't know how to explain that, but, it's not a gap where I'm just sitting upstairs and watching TV off. Yeah, I've really I kind of need help with some of this stuff too, because my sight is more limited. It's not like I don't have ideas. And the funny thing is, the less sight I have, the more I'm seeing. As far as ideas and stuff, things to write. Yeah, it's kind of odd, but that's the way I heard it happens anyway.
Just figure we're creatures of the Creator, so
Yeah.
it's in our nature to create.
Yeah. Anyway, the long and the short of it is onward and upward. Don't stop, don't quit. So, that's all I have to say, and I'm sticking to it.
How's your prayers?
What?
Your prayers.
Actually, I started saying them a little more. I guess you call them prayers or meditation. It's hard for me to slow my mind down. So that's probably when I need to do that more.
How are your dreams?
Oh, God, I've had some lucid ones.
'Cause I had some crazy dreams last night.
Yeah. I've had some strange ones, kind of almost cartoonish, colorful, abstract stuff. But even when I was a kid, they were more like abstract dreams. And I bet you Carl Jung had a field day with me.
Yeah, you got into dreams a lot.
Yeah. That's another topic I researched was lucid dreaming and out-of-body experiences and pretty interesting stuff. Kundalini and lining up the chakras, opening up your pineal gland. I don't think I really have much of a problem with that stuff.
You ever get tempted at all to drink or do dope?
No. I don't have time for it. No, I think I told you a while back when I used to speak at some of the meetings, I said I have two addictions left. One is cigarettes, the other one is clarity of thought. It just comes up on me like a freaking hurricane, and it's like, that's why I told you when I wrote those books, I was up for 2 or 3 days at a time. But the problem is you forget to eat, you forget to sleep, you forget to even take a shower or whatever. Or I did. I shouldn't say you. I did. But the point is you get so I was getting so engrossed in it. It's like...
Yeah, you are you, I am I, and together we're we.
Right. It was like, whew, I didn't even know how to tame it. And I don't think I wanted to tame it. Maybe I just had to get it out.
That's why I like videos.
Yeah.
And like I don't care anymore like how many people see it or what. Just get it out there. Because it's about I'm into like individuation.
Yeah.
And I check out that Carl Jung community group online.
Mm-hmm.
And
they have one locally, or
no, they just got one like online. We should have one. I wish there was a local Carl Jung group. There's Trigger.
Yes.
Walking by.
Yeah,
he's manning the fort.
He's trapped in front desk land.
Yes, I'm on duty.
Anyway, a whole bunch of things have kind of passed through me, I guess you'd say, in a way. And I just don't want it to stop. And
The Trigger.
whatever happens. Whatever happens will happen. It's just, I'm reminded of that one thing in the big book, the blue book of Alcoholics Anonymous, where a guy said towards the end of the story, don't just sit around and wait for God to do things for you. Take action and let God handle the results. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, or the God within us, within our hearts.
Right. So
That God isn't out there on that cloud. At least a seed of that divine is within us, and we tap into it, then we can express ourselves from a divine source.
Well, think about it. What does it say in the Bible? We're all children of God. So that means there's a part of God in each one of us. Hello?
And Jesus said how ye are gods.
Yeah. So,
Little g or big G, so.
yeah.
Okay, I got 30 minutes and 50-something seconds, but the bummer is that I could take this home and I fucking lose it because of the transfer, so I'm just leaving this on, and I guess we'll save it and then I'll see if it's there. But
Were you saving it here or over there?
I got to save it here on this tablet.
Right, okay.
Until I get my video in the future.
Yeah.
And do like we used to do with the tripod and shit like that.
I've been trying to get extra money to help you out.
I want to, so it goes, it's all back to me. It goes back to getting my ID and then getting contacting my so-called followers on Twitter. I got like about almost 4,000 now.
Yeah.
So, CMLB can online, offline, inline, and
Out of line.
out of line. Yeah. Draw outside the lines.
Or all the above.
Think outside the box.
No. It's like that one post I told you about. Don't just think out of the box, destroy it.
Well, boxes are good too.
Yeah.
Hold stuff. Create a box.
Or, well, yeah. Create your own box.
Create. Last poets come together and create
And what do you need to create?
stuff.
SpongeBob. The
Source.
imagination. Hey, you know.
Okay, any last words?
Just don't quit your shit. Just keep going. Don't give up.
I know this is a good rap. I hope I can say the damn thing. If not, you remember since you have the memory, and I'll try to remember what I can.
Send it out to the universe.
The cosmos,
Yeah.
the multiverse. Because like the universe means like a uni is like one.
Yeah.
So I like the term cosmos, part of the word. But then it's been great. I'm glad you're here, and I hope we can get this out to the cosmos, and then we'll see what we can see.
Yeah.
What are we going to call this anyway?
I don't know, two blathering idiots on Wacky Wednesday. How about that? No.
Sounds good to me.
Whatever. Just, probably the more you shock and awe with the title, the more people will watch it.
Yeah, it's all
You never know.
fucking gimmick crap.
Yeah.
Clickbait.
Yeah.
Clickbait on Wacky Wednesday. Okay, signing out. Catch you later.